What does the article "The Unexpected Ways Engineers Help Us Move Faster" likely discuss?
Exactly. Innovations in engineering that increase transportation speeds make sense, and it is right choice.
The part of the bridge used for transportation. It could be for vehicles or for walking.
Nice selection. Deck is the correct and valid answer.
It is temporary loads that act on a bridge, such as cars, trucks, trains, or pedestrians.
Sharp thinking. Live load is the right choice.
What is the maximum value of the shear strength enhancing factor K in bridge deck slab? Strong choice. 2 is the right answer.
Which type of bridge uses cables suspended between towers to support the bridge deck?
Nicely done. Suspension bridge is a solid answer. I only have stone to use to build a bridge with. What type of bridge should I build? Well reasoned. Arch is the correct choice.
Which of the following is correct in the steps of the engineering design process?
Perfect. Combining these loads to determine the highest potential load is the correct choice.
What factors are considered in the investigation of the Morandi Bridge disaster?
Sir.
Valid point. Eyewitness testimony, expert interviews, and archival footage is true.
A structure built over something so people can cross.
Smart move. Bridge is an accurate answer.
Which bridge is known for its ability to handle earthquakes due to its design? Solid response. Golden Gate Bridge is a valid choice. How long had the Morandi Bridge withstood use before its collapse? Well picked. 50 years is the correct answer.
What kind of concrete was used in the design and build of the Morandi Bridge?
Nice work. You chose prestressed and it is correct.
What is a common method for inspecting the structural integrity of a bridge?
Excellent. Visual inspection is a brilliant choice.
Which bridge type is beneficial for long spans due to fewer supports needed?
Great job. Cable-stayed bridges is the accurate answer.
What is a key design consideration for ensuring the stability of a bridge?
You chose load capacity, and it is correct.
Which of the following is not included in the engineering design process?
Right choice. Determination of load is the best answer. What is the primary role of a structural engineer in bridge construction?
You got it. Your choice. To specialize in designing structures that resist loads is right. Which type of bridge is known for its simplicity and cost-effectiveness?
Good job. Your answer beam bridge works well here.
Where is the destination of most of the load transferred from a bridge? Good thinking. The ground earth is the right answer. Which bridge is known as a hybrid of suspension and cable-stayed types? Well done. Brooklyn Bridge is the right choice. What makes the Golden Gate Bridge particularly suited to its location? You're right. Its ability to withstand earthquakes is the correct answer. What is the strongest geometric shape according to bridge engineering? Right again. Triangle is a valid answer. Why might an engineer recommend reducing the load a bridge can carry?
Great thinking. To ensure safety is the right choice.
What is the purpose of pre-stressed concrete in bridge construction?
Bravo! To increase the tensile strength before applying any loads is the answer.
What is the title of the second video presented in the discussion? Correct. What makes bridges so strong? Is the right answer. Structures that hold up a bridge and run vertically to the ground. Smart pick. Piers is the correct choice. What material is often used for the cables in a suspension bridge? Clear logic. Your choice steel is sound and 100% true. To provide step-by-step procedures for the building of the bridge. Correct response. Construction design is the most accurate answer. Why do engineers consider the skew angle when designing a bridge? Excellent choice. To plan the structural support is the right answer. Ratio of side span to main span in suspension bridge vary between. On track, 11050 is the correct answer. What is the main focus of the documentary? Why bridges collapse? Well done. New engineering techniques to prevent bridge failures is the right choice. What is the primary purpose of the cables in a suspension bridge? Or great thinking. To support the deck is the right choice. Which type of bridge has towers at either end that hold cables? Or good thinking. Suspension bridge is the right answer. In a single span bridge, the clear span is the distance between. Valid point. Inner faces of abutments is true. Which force acts to pull materials apart in a bridge structure? Well picked. Tension is the correct answer. What is the efficiency of an AG bridge that holds a 24 force load? Strong choice. 252 is the right answer. What is the purpose of a superstructure in bridge engineering? Perfect. To provide an upward extension of an existing structure is the correct choice. Which force acts horizontally and can cause a bridge to twist? Correct response. Torsion is the most accurate answer. What is the focus of the interactive feature? Build a bridge. Smart pick. Educational simulation on bridge building is the correct choice. Which type of beam distributes the load on a bridge the best? Solid response. Diagonal is a valid choice. What does pre-stressed concrete help prevent in bridge beams? Nicely done. Excessive bending is a solid answer. Which type of bridge is best suited for areas with soft soil? Excellent choice. Pile bridge is the right answer. The planning of the Polsevra Bridge began in the early dash. Great job. 1960s is the accurate answer. The Golden Gate Bridge is an example of what type of bridge? Correct. Suspension is the right answer. Which type of bridge is supported by abutments at each end? You chose beam bridge, and it is correct. Which bridge is described as having a winking eye design? You got it.
Your choice, Gateshead Millennium Bridge, is right. Which event is specifically recounted in one of the videos? You're right. Survivors recount bridge collapse in Genoa. Italy is the correct answer. What is the part of the bridge above the roadbed called? Oh. Sharp thinking. Superstructure is the right choice. Central span of a balanced cantilever bridge can be up to. Excellent. 30M is a brilliant choice. Which bridge employs a truss design shaped like an arc? Smart move. Harbour Bridge is an accurate answer. Which shape distributes the forces on a bridge the best? Nice work. You chose triangle and it is correct. Dash is the bridge floor directly carrying traffic loads. Right choice. Deck is the best answer. Which type of bridge is commonly used in railway tracks? Right again. Truss bridge is a valid answer. What type of force tries to stretch a bridge component? Well reasoned. Tension is the correct choice. The most common type of steel truss used for bridges. Exactly. Warren truss makes sense and it is right choice. Generally, which bridge type allows the longest span? On track, suspension is the correct answer. What material is often used for the deck of a bridge? Clear logic. Your choice, concrete, is sound and 100% true. Which type of bridge is commonly used for long spans? Nice selection. Suspension bridge is the correct and valid answer. Which type of bridge is most suitable for long spans? Good job. Your answer, suspension bridge, works well here. What is the environmental load in bridge engineering? Bravo. The effect of winds, snow, ice buildup, earthquakes is the answer. What is the main advantage of a cable-stayed bridge? Good thinking. Spanning long distances with fewer materials is the right answer. Which may be the main span length of a major bridge? Well picked. 90M is the correct answer. Which force tries to stretch the bridge components? You got it. Your choice, tension, is right. The column of a bridge, usually vertical member. Nicely done. Pierre is a solid answer. What is an important aspect of bridge maintenance? Excellent choice. Regular inspection is the right answer. A truss bridge is made up of which type of shape? Strong choice. Triangles is the right answer. Which type of bridge is known for its arch shape? Solid response. Arch bridge is a valid choice. What is the step 4 in engineering design process? Right choice. Determination of member size is the best answer. Which force primarily acts downward on a bridge? Well done. Gravity is the right choice. What happens on the day of the bridge opening? Sharp thinking. Robert's family has a party is the right choice. Which of the following is a type of bridge? Great job. All of the above is the accurate answer. Stage 3 of the design process of a bridge. You're right. Detailed design is the correct answer.
What is the critical load of a structure? Smart move. The weight a structure can support before falling is an accurate answer. The distance between bridge supports. Correct response. Span is the most accurate answer. What is the main purpose of a bridge? Good job. Your answer, to provide a crossing over an obstacle, works well here. All of the forces acting on a bridge. Right again. Loads is a valid answer, which is not a basic form of bridge.
Exactly. Slab bridge makes sense and it is right choice.
What does Robert hide in his room? Nice work. You chose a puzzle piece and it is correct. How are Charlie and Robert alike? Bravo. They both watch the bridge go up, is the answer. What is engineering design? Well reasoned. Steps that engineers use in creating products is the correct choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? You chose contact Neri and Chengder, and it is correct.